Hi everyone. I hope you're having a great day. I'm really glad you're here with me. What I'm doing is crushing up some sulfur. You see this puppy? It's covered in scabies. I encountered a dog recently in very bad condition and took it to a vet. Uh, Ended up taking it to the animal shelter. We do have a no-kill shelter in the next town, but they're very short on money. So what I decided to do was to make some little dog shampoos that would help with these kind of conditions, scabies, certain types of mange. So what I'm doing is crushing up, I showed you this in another video, the sulfur, and I'm grinding up into a fine powder, excuse me. And I'm going to be putting this in a glycerin soap base with some of my glycerin soap that I made that turned out darker and not very translucent. And I've kept it wrapped up, and I thought this is a good use for it. So I took that, I added a bit of razul clay to it, some apple cider vinegar, and a little bit of neem oil, and I'm going to be adding this sulfur to it along with some lanolin. Why am I adding lanolin? Well, lanolin helps to, because it comes from a mammal, it comes from the wool of a sheep, it is very compatible with other mammals. And when you put it on the skin, it reacts very positively. It's very calming to the skin, and these kind of scabies and other conditions are very harmful and very irritating. And this helps to calm that so that the animal can rest and heal. These animals generally don't sleep well because, well, they're in constant misery, burning, itching, and that just breaks my heart. I don't have children, and so perhaps that's why things like this touch me the way they do. And the pillow that you saw at the beginning of this was my mother's. That little pillow that says dogs are children in fur coats. That was my mom's, and she had it for her little dog. And so I just decided it would be a good set piece for this. So what I'm doing here is mixing the sulfur with the lanolin. And you could just directly put this in without any issue. But the reason why I'm doing this is to make sure that the lanolin is very sticky, very, very sticky. And if I just dropped it into this oil, it would sink to the bottom in a clump, and it just makes it a lot harder to dissolve, especially because I'm using a glycerin soap, and you know how quickly it solidifies. So by mixing it in with the sulfur and then putting it in, it all kind of dissolves together. See how clumpy and sticky it is? That's that lanolin. But once it hits that hot soap and I start stirring it up, it immediately dissolves. And that's because of the sulfur that is bound to it, and it really does help. So just a little tip if you ever make this yourself. And I suggest that you do either this recipe or one similar. You could use cold processed soap. I just had this on hand and I wanted to get this right to them today. So by doing it in a glycerin soap, or as you may want to call it, melt and pour, this way they could have it right away. But this is something you could make yourself and give to local shelters too. Do make sure that you check the pH. Dogs and humans have different pH, so you want to make adjustments wherever necessary, whether that means adding borax or whatever other ingredients to change the alkalinity or the acidity to fit the animal's pH. So just keep that in mind and research this online. There's all kinds of information on this. But this was just something that I felt a need to do. And I know for some religious people may say that they got a calling. For me, it was just sort of guilt. I saw this poor little thing, and like I said, I took it to the vet where they did give it a shot and gave it some some medicine, and but I couldn't take the animal. I just can't take on another animal, so I did take it to the shelter. So you can see they came out really cute. I was really happy with them. And I used smaller molds for this because these are one use items, right? They're not going to reuse the same bar on multiple dogs. That could possibly spread a condition. So I wanted to make these really small. And these are the perfect size for doing a dog. And I don't know, it just seemed like the right thing to do. Let me know your thoughts. So I hope you all have a great day. I have another soap that I'm working on. It's in a cooler right now, gelling, and I'll be able to cut it tomorrow. So, or later today, I hope. So there they are. Thanks, everyone. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'm still at work. I still have a few more days, so I'm okay for now. But I'll talk to y'all soon. Goodbye.